Kia ora, this is 3 News. The official death toll in Myanmar has risen to more than 1,600 after the powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake that was felt across Southeast Asia. In neighbouring Thailand, dozens remain unaccounted for after a high-rise building collapsed in the capital, Bangkok. But it's Myanmar's 2 largest cities of Mandalay and Naypyidaw where the most damage has occurred in a country already torn apart by civil war. And as Zane Small reports, the ruling military regime continued its attacks even after the quake struck.
The injured are treated on the footpath outside a collapsed hospital in Myanmar's capital city, Naypyidaw, where the country's military leader, Min Aung Hlaing, visited medical staff and patients. The general also travelled to Mandalay, the city closest to the quake's epicentre. It appears to have been hardest hit. Shouting into the remains of a high school, rescuers asked if anyone was there, but no response. It's thought at least 7 people were in this building when the quake struck at lunchtime on Friday. Here, rescuers searched through the wreckage of an apartment block. They've found more bodies than survivors. Some people trapped between layers of debris.
It doesn't seem like there's a building that's not affected in some way.
More than 1,000 people are confirmed to have been killed. Officials here say there is no indication any New Zealanders are among the dead or injured. But there is hope in Myanmar. This woman joined the list of survivors, surrounded by a sea of destruction, a sight not uncommon after years of civil war that started in 2021 when the military general seized power. The United Nations has slammed reports of continued bombing even after the earthquake struck, calling it, quote, completely outrageous and unacceptable. Other parts of the country are controlled by resistance forces, who announced a partial ceasefire to facilitate relief efforts. Aid has arrived from Russia. Supplies have also come from India and from China, which itself was affected by the quake. This footage shows a maternity ward in southern China where a nurse clinged to a baby as she was tossed around on the floor as the tremors hit. In neighbouring Thailand, the death toll has risen to 10. Most at the site of a high-rise building under construction in Bangkok that collapsed in seconds. Families have been gathering nearby. This woman's been trying to call her partner who was working on the 28th floor. She says his phone was ringing yesterday, but now it doesn't connect. Kiwi Alex Tant lives a 20-minute walk away. He was in the area and spoke to a security official at the site.
Okay.
Dozens trapped under this enormous pile of rubble. A rescue operations centre has been established and the military has been handing out meals.
As you can see behind me, there's a lot of rescue teams out and about, a lot of military personnel. It's feeling really intense here.
Do you know anyone who's been, badly affected by this?
Yeah, I know friends that have had, their cracks sort of pop up in their rooms. I guess Bangkok in general is feeling quite tense because we're not really sure if there's going to be aftershocks or things like that.
That same fear is felt in Myanmar, where a 5.1 magnitude aftershock was felt.
In the building that I live in, there's a lot of Burmese workers, and they're saying in Myanmar, where they're from, they've heard a lot of reports of, entire cities just being destroyed more or less.
It looks like this. Historic and religious sites in Myanmar crumbled to the ground. Homes and businesses in pieces. And not only from the earthquake, but war too. A nation that's become accustomed to destruction.